Hi, welcome to Community Hotline. My name is Monica Weitzel, and we're here in Gresham at MetroEast Community Media. Thanks for joining us tonight. Tonight we have a full show. We have a wide variety of guests tonight, and we're going to start out with music. We're going to start out talking with the East County Community Orchestra. And representing the orchestra, we have Jack Mahoney, who is the retiring director of the orchestra. Thanks for being here, Jack.
Thank you.
And Roger Nickerson, you are the incoming director.
Yes.
So I like that. We kind of are bookending the orchestra here tonight. So, Jack, maybe I could start with you. Tell me, if you can, since you are the retiring director, can you give me a little bit of insight as to when the orchestra started, why it started, and what your mission is?
Yeah, the orchestra actually started in, it's been around 36 years, and it was established by Harold Weber, who was a music director in Gresham. I'm not sure if he was at the grade school or high school, but he was the music director, and when he retired, he decided it would be good to have some sort of a facility that people who were not able, you know, they're out of school now and they'd like to maybe continue playing, and for people living in the community who would like to have a place to play. And he established the orchestra. At that time it was called the Gresham Seniors Orchestra.
Oh, really? And they were mostly seniors, or?
Well, seniors out of high school, you know, which was the concept.
Okay.
His idea was that they needed a place for people who would like to continue playing. They're out of school, not going to college probably, and that this would be a venue that they could access. And it was very successful. And then following Harold, I think, and I'm looking at my notes here, we had Jerry Dixon, who was the former band director at Sandy High School. And Jerry had the orchestra for quite a considerable amount of time. And then Carmen Sirocco took over from Jerry. And Carmen was the orchestra director at David Douglas High School. And then when Carmen decided to relinquish the baton, that's when I was came on.
And how long have you been with the orchestra?
This is my 14th year.
Wow,
14th
that's a long
season.
time. Now this is a volunteer position?
It's all volunteers, volunteer performers and volunteer directors.
Wow. How much of your time does that take? How much has that taken through the
years? It does take a little time, but you know, as I've told Roger, I really love doing it, and I only feel that it's time for me to back away now because I'm not as young as I used to be, and
none of us are.
And it is pretty time consuming, you know.
So now that you're going to be retiring from this, will you go and watch the performances? Will you continue to?
Well, I actually want to continue playing.
Oh, you're going to continue playing? Well, that's great.
Yes, he's going to come join the playing
so now
party.
you get to tell him what to do. Is that it?
Well, well, it works that way. You
know. Yeah. So what instrument do you play, or instruments?
I play cornet. I've never played a trumpet. I've played a cornet all my life.
I don't know if I've ever met a person who played a cornet. It's not as common of an instrument, is it, anymore?
Not well. It isn't in this country. If you go to Europe, they use cornets far more than they do trumpets.
Really? Oh, really? Interesting.
And if it's of any interest, the difference between a cornet and a trumpet is that a trumpet, 2/3 of its length is cylindrical, and only the last third of it is conical, gets bigger. With a cornet, it's just the reverse. So the cornet has a little bit milder sound, a little more mellow sound.
I hope I get asked that at a trivia game sometime.
That's right.
Well, I'm sorry.
That's
No,
something
I'm serious.
everybody should know
It'll be
that.
great. It'll be a great thing to know. It's like, yeah, right.
But it's
Like
but
everybody should
in
know
this countrywide, mostly
That
it's
is
trumpets.
interesting. I like that. I like that. So how many people are in the orchestra?
Well, currently we have about 64, 65, depending on who's there.
Okay, okay.
But if I may say so, when I took over the orchestra 14 years ago, the entire string section consisted of 2 violins and 1 viola.
And now?
And now there's 60, well, and now there's about 9 first violins, 9 second violins, 3 violas, and 2 cellos.
Wow, that's pretty
So
impressive.
it's grown,
Yeah.
mostly by word of mouth.
I was going to say, how do you recruit people for that?
Most of the recruiting has been done by the existing members of the orchestra.
tell a
who
friend who's
tell
interested.
friends and,
Cool.
and
You have some pictures that you brought, and I'd love to take a look at them. And I think these pictures are mostly from behind the scenes practices, rehearsals. And so I'd like to take a look at those and see what the people are doing. How many what different age groups they are? Are they all older adults? Or are they all ages?
well, the orchestra has I would say from 50 to 90
Oh wow!
in
Okay.
terms of age.
So this is during a rehearsal, is it?
That's during a rehearsal, and that's the flute section, or part of it.
Part of the flute section.
And these ladies are, well, they're all over 65. I'm a terrible judge of age. So,
So am I. So am I.
and that's the French horn section, of
Wow.
course. And
Those
Greg
are great
Moe,
looking
the-
instruments. I love the way they look.
Well, yeah, Greg Moe, the gentleman there, he's new. He's only been with the orchestra a short time,
Oh,
but
yeah.
plays very well.
Nice. And, there's some
And that's
percussion
our
there.
percussion section, and the guy in the snare drum in the foreground is Brad, and he's the leader of the section.
Wow.
And I should say that all of the people it was called the. Can I back up something?
Sure, sure.
When I became the conductor, I thought it would be nice if we got rid of the name seniors, because we had people who said, well, they're too old, I don't want to be with that group, and some people who said, well, they're only seniors and I'm too young. And so we changed the name of the orchestra to the East County Community Orchestra at that time, 14 years ago.
I think that was a wise move. I think that was a wise move, because that
And,
makes
well, I
sense.
think that helped with the recruitment.
I bet it did. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I bet it did.
But that's the percussion section.
Okay. And now here we are.
No, that's the saxophone section, and we have 2 altos and 1 tenor, and 1 bari sax. And one of the ladies used to play alto, now plays clarinet.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Do people have to audition for it to be in the orchestra?
What normally happened, or has happened under my tenure, is that if somebody was interested, we asked them to come and check us out and bring their axe, their horn, and
Their
they
axe.
can
Is that
play.
what you said? Is that what you call it?
Yeah.
Yeah, their axe.
I don't
and-
know. I don't know
Musical
this
term.
terminology. Yes.
And they can check us out, and we can kind of listen to them. We don't have a formal, or I've never had a formal system of
Right.
auditioning, but if, they know
They
if
can
they're
probably
gonna be,
eliminate themselves if they come
they're
in
not
and
gonna
find
be
they're
able to
not going to be
yeah,
able to keep up.
they are.
Yeah.
They can do that. We have 4 trombones. One of the guys comes clear from Oregon City, and the other people live in Portland and in Vancouver. We have a large number of people that come from Vancouver.
Really? And so where do you meet? Where's your
The
location?
rehearsal, we meet at Gethsemane Lutheran Church. Can't give you the address, but it's on Market Street.
Yeah, about 170,
About 115th and Market.
Yeah, it's
Okay,
Market.
okay, the southeast, yeah.
And interesting, to me it's interesting, okay. When the Gethsemane Church bought the property, there was an existing building on that property. It had been Tiny Dumont's dance hall. So they
Oh, yeah, I
they
remember that.
incorporated, yeah, no you don't. They incorporated Tiny Dumont's dance hall in as the parish hall when they put the rest of the construction up to build the church. And it's a great place to practice. It's got a great floor because it was a dance hall.
Yeah.
And it's really a nice place to practice. Well, ask Roger, he knows.
Yeah,
It's a good place to practice.
right.
So
Good
after-
sound, good
Good
acoustics, so
acoustics
yeah.
there? Great.
Yep.
And you do performances, you do concerts, obviously. How many concerts a year do you usually do? Couple? More than
Up
that?
to this point, we've done maybe 2 to 4 concerts a year, plus 2 formal concerts, one winter concert and a spring concert. Those 2 we do at David Douglas.
Okay, what's the difference
Performing
between a
Arts Center.
formal concert and a...
Well, the other concerts we play for...
Oh, this is a picture, isn't it?
yeah, that's a
Of-
picture
There
of
they
the
go.
orchestra.
Now,
Whoa.
that's pretty impressive looking right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is this at David Douglas then?
Yes, that
Yes,
would
that's
probably
the
take...
They do have
Performing
a
Arts
lovely,
Center.
they have a
Performing- at
lovely
the
auditorium
Performing
there.
Arts
Yes,
Center,
it's
yeah.
very, very nice. It's
And,
quite impressive.
But we play for adult living communities,
Oh,
various
okay, I see what
places
you're
that-
saying.
Senior
Sure.
residences that can hold a group that size.
Right, right. Yeah, because
Yeah.
that's a pretty good sized group. So I got 2 formal concerts that are at this auditorium, which
Yeah,
is
and
lovely.
then
And then
additional
kind of, are the
concerts.
others kind of upon request?
Yeah, sort of. We've been eliminated from some because of our size. Our
I was gonna say,
success
were
in
you-
growing
Did you have
been
inappropriate behavior?
has been, because you got to have enough room for the orchestra plus some people to listen. you know?
Sure, sure.
And
Now, as the incoming,
Yes.
now that you'll be able to tell Jack here what to do, do you plan on making any kind of changes in the format, or do you have any big
Oh,
questions?
I
You kinda
think,
wanna- is it working pretty well as it is?
I've been under Jack's mentorship for the past 2.5, almost 3 months. And so I've had a chance to sit in the sections and walk around and listen to the group. And he has it really fine-tuned down
After
to
14 years?
a good setup, and it fits the place we practice. He's got them worked into a setup and a breakdown regimen, and so there won't be many changes. And he's going to be close, and so we will work on the concert pieces together when we're
okay.
picking the year's literature. We'll do it as a team.
It kind of
So
makes it nice for you, doesn't it?
Yeah, it
like
does.
if you
Yeah.
have any questions or problems, it's like, I know he's
Yeah.
gone through that before, he can probably help me out.
Yeah, he's not only the director, he's the head librarian. So he
Okay,
houses
yes.
the
Yeah, all the-
instrumental library, so so we've got a hand on that. And
So you kind of do it all, right?
Make,
Yeah.
make it
Or you
accessible.
have.
well, it just worked out that way. You know,
That's funny how that works,
Yeah.
isn't it?
You know,
You have to say no once in a while, and it isn't
Yeah.
easy. Yeah, I know how that
but
works.
I'm delighted to have Roger.
Good.
You know, it's time for me to step down, but I want to continue playing. And I asked him if, would it be all right if I played? And had he said, no, I'd rather you wouldn't, I wouldn't.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
he said, well, okay, that'd be all right. What do you play? And I said, well, I play cornet. Well, we already got the biggest trumpet section I've ever seen.
Do you want you to learn to play something else?
I've never had an orchestra that's had 10 trumpets in it,
Wow,
so
that's
it's
pretty impressive.
yeah.
So you
Well-
think he's qualified, huh?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm very pleased.
Yeah. Yeah.
to have him.
Who made the decision that he would be taking over here?
Well, we, interviewed different people. It is an all-volunteer group, and
Right.
so the conductor's job is not a paying position
Right,
either.
right.
And when we contacted Roger, he was willing, and we did the same thing. Would you come and check us out, see what you think? I told him to bring his axe, but he didn't.
You didn't, huh?
Nope.
No.
I'm not playing.
But, and he come and listened, and he decided that he might be interested, and so then the board interviewed him, and I'm pleased. I'm very,
Good.
And then
very
they
pleased.
assigned me some pieces to learn, so I
Oh.
could direct. So the orchestra actually got to vote along the way
Oh, they
and
did.
say, I think we can figure out what you're doing, and your baton works okay, and so.
Right.
So what did you do before?
Well, let's see, about 32, 35 years in public schools. Just close at hand, Clackamas County,
Yeah.
Oregon City,
Music?
music,
Yeah.
and IT, computer instruction.
Wow, okay.
So,
Well, before we run out of time, the main thing we want to talk about here is you have a big concert coming up, and this is going to be, you're going out, you're coming in, and it's sort of a big deal, really.
Well.
The handing over of the baton, so to speak.
That's right.
and it's a date you're not going to forget.
No.
It's Friday the 13th.
There you go. And so this will be June 13th.
June 13th.
Yeah.
And this will be at that lovely David Douglas
Yeah,
Yeah.
at the Performing Arts Center.
Performing Arts Center, and it really is a nice facility.
It sure is.
So that is 7:30 p.m. And is this a free concert?
Oh, yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
all
And
our
all your
charged.
concerts are
All
free?
the concerts are free.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's very nice. So if people want to come, do they just show up?
Just show up.
7:30, David Douglas, Performing Arts Center. I know that's at 1500 Southeast 130th. It's pretty easy to find off of Division, kind of
That's
Division
between
and
Division and
Stark.
Stark on
Yeah.
122nd is the easiest way to
right.
kind of get
That's
into
right.
it.
Yeah.
Right. Good. Oh, I hope a lot of people show up. That'll be fun. So how's that going to work with the two of you there? Who's directing?
Well, I'm going to start directing, and then I've asked Roger if he would conduct 2 numbers,
Okay.
which he picked, and he will do that in the first half of the program.
Good.
And then we always have a coffee and cookies break. See,
Oh,
that,
I
the
like
best
that.
Always
part
have
of
to have it, yeah.
the best part of the concert,
Okay, so the coffee and cookies, and then
and then the final half of the concert I'll conduct.
it'll be your
And,
au revoir.
I guess.
Yes,
And
okay.
He'll just move from podium to chair.
Sounds good.
That's
Sounds
there you
good.
go. Yeah, and I'm
Good.
looking forward to playing.
Good. I'm so glad. Thanks both of you so much for being here. We're out of time, and I hope that it's a great success. And I wish
Thank
you
you.
all the luck in taking over and in your new role as a player in the orchestra. So thanks so much, both of you.
Okay, thank
you.
you very
You
much.
bet. Thanks for watching this first part of Community Hotline tonight. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't go away. We have a lot of fun coming up. We have some animals on the next part, so I know you don't want to miss that. We'll be right back with Community Hotline.